Hello, my name is Janet, teacher of English among other subjects and author. Welcome to the Writing Room. Today, we will be talking about the novel coronavirus, but not about its potential to disrupt our lives as we know it. Hear me out for a few minutes. The novel coronavirus, COVID-19, is with us and will be with us until it runs its course, whenever that may be. I don't know whether or not China is telling us the whole truth and nothing but the truth about what is happening there with the novel coronavirus. But what is true is that this virus is slowly seeping into the rest of the world, and some of us will be infected and will end up fighting for our lives. Some of us will lose this fight, and some of us will survive to fight another day. Scary thought, but it's the reality. The actions of China in dealing with this virus tell us that the authorities there recognize the danger and are doing their best to contain the virus. The rest of the world is watching and fighting its own battles to contain the virus where it's present in their countries or to prevent it from entering their countries. Just briefly scouring the internet, I found a number of responses to the threat that the virus poses. First, there is fear, which is leading to panic. Some people far from the epicenter of the virus are losing their minds. What if they get it, they ask. They are not ready to die, they say. Their panic is not being helped by the conspiracy theories that are being circulated on every comment thread on the internet where the coronavirus is being discussed. And this is another response to the virus. Conspiracy theories about the virus are spreading like the virus itself. How can we as writers use these conspiracy theories? I'll answer this question later. Another response is doom. Some people are experiencing a feeling of doom. The world is coming to an end, they say. Some have resigned themselves to their fate, and others are stocking up on their doomsday supplies. Another response is resilience, as seen in the people on the front line in China and in the population of China as a whole. These people believe that they can defeat the virus, motivating themselves, putting their lives on the line to help the helpless. After seeing all these responses to the spread of the novel coronavirus, the question crossed my mind. As a writer, how can I write about this event? I thought about some possibilities, which I'll soon share with you. The writers who are writing stories now are the journalists. The real journalists tell us what is going on based on the limited information that they've managed to dredge up. However, there are people on the internet who have seized the opportunity that the spread of the novel coronavirus presents to further their agendas, whether left wing, right wing, or in whichever direction that their agendas lean. You too can write your story your way. Have you ever thought about writing a non-fiction book? If you have, this is your opportunity. If you're in the danger zone, you could write a non-fiction book about your ordeal. For example, think of at least 12 things that have happened to you since you became aware of the outbreak of the novel coronavirus and your response to those 12 things. Those 12 things could form the chapters of your book. Write about each thing as honestly as you can. Don't write what you think people want to hear. Delve into your emotions and wear them on your sleeves as you write. One chapter may describe the feelings that coursed through you when you learned about the virus and realized that you couldn't leave. Another chapter may be about the conflict you felt about going outside to buy food or staying inside to be safe. Another could be the thoughts you have about the messages about the virus that the government shares. Just brainstorm. Before you know it, you'll have more than 12 things to tell your story of your dance with the novel coronavirus. If your work is authentic, readers far away from the novel coronavirus hotspots will vicariously share in your experiences, and your story may reshape their perspectives for the better or worse. At least if that happens, you would have elicited some response from your audience, and that is the goal of writing. Non-fiction is not your thing? Well, you may want to write fiction then. That is, creating a story world with your imagination as guide. This situation in Wuhan and beyond is the beginning of great plots for novels, films, short stories, poems, and other works of art. One conspiracy theory that is prevalent in the discussion threads online is that the novel coronavirus is man-made and unleashed into the Chinese society by someone for all kinds of nefarious purposes. The developers of these conspiracy theories present all kinds of end-of-world scenarios. The enterprising writer can tap into any of these theories or create his own theory. And please, don't tell me that these stories have been written already. Many years ago, I asked my class to come up with an invention or a process that could change the world for the better. This was a class of almost 40 students of business. They told me that everything that needed to be invented was already invented, so there was nothing left to invent. That was the period before smartphones, flat screen TV, before Amazon, etc., etc., etc. And that was that. We moved on. Until new inventions showed us that there were many more where those came from. Same with stories. The potential is there for you to come up with all kinds of novel twists if you're willing to try. The new coronavirus scare is a great prompt to use to write that first story. I'm almost sure that every story that will be written about the course of this virus will be different and worth the read. So instead of scaring yourself, write your story and scare many others instead. There is a market for these kinds of stories, but I don't have to tell you that. Be safe and take all the necessary precautions to prevent yourself from contracting the virus. Instead of waiting and worrying, live and write. See you right here for the next video. Remember to subscribe to get your writing tips plus much more.